Hey everyone, welcome to Bite-Sized Tips for Busy Entrepreneurs. I'm Fain Brandt, your host of the show, and I have a special guest on tonight. I am so excited to have Bella Vasta of Jump Consulting. I know you're laughing, but I am so excited to have you on the show tonight. And Bella and we think that we probably bumped shoulders in the hallway at Social Media Marketing World sometime. But
I'm sure we did.
yeah, but I really, really love the information that Bella has been sharing with her groups. I'm in one of her groups, and you guys know that I like to bring on fun and informative people that you can learn from. And so tonight, get ready, get your notepads out, get your notes on your phone. We are going to be dropping some knowledge bombs. So Bella is the owner of Jump Consulting, a pet consulting service, I believe, right? Coaching.
Yep.
She's also an author, a podcast host, a blogger, a nationwide speaker, and she's speaking at Social Media Marketing World 19 in March. I'm so excited because I'm going as an attendee, not a volunteer this year. And Bella, do you have a link that maybe after the show you could drop in the comments in case somebody is interested?
Yeah, 100%. You guys, it's $350 off right now. So if you're thinking about going, now is the best time because it's just going to keep going up.
Right. It goes up as it gets closer. True story.
Yep.
She is not pulling your leg.
No,
I know.
I'm not.
I'm just letting you guys know it's real. Like, it does go up, the cost of the ticket, but this is an international conference. Like, people
Yeah.
from all over the world come. There's
Yeah.
amazing speakers, amazing networking. And if you guys grab a ticket and are going to go, please let me know and we can, get together for coffee or lunch there. So, on top of all this fabulous stuff that Bella does, she's also the mom to a little miracle baby who is adorable and sweet. I don't know how you do it all, but you do it all and you do it so well, Bella. I'm super excited to have you here. And tonight we're going to be talking about Facebook groups. So if you have a Facebook group, I'd love for you to drop in the comments. Why don't you drop the link to your Facebook group? And so we can check it out and see if it's a good fit for us. We're going to talk tonight about 3 things on Facebook, like why you should have a Facebook group, who should have a Facebook group. We're going to talk about how to monetize your Facebook group. And probably the number one question that I get is how to keep your group, your members engaged in your group. And Bella just jumped on and joined my group so she could kind of check it out and use my group as a real life demonstration, I guess. And I love that because you guys know I like to keep everything real and authentic, and I share the good and the bad and ugly. So like when I make a mistake, I like to share my mistake so maybe I can prevent you from making a mistake. So Bella is going to dive in and share these tips and probably give me some really great advice of how I can do a better job of managing my own Facebook group, the LinkedIn Bakery.
Awesome.
Oh, we've got Rhonda Henderson on here. Rhonda Henderson Fellows just dropped in her link to her Facebook group. Fabulous. Thank you, Rhonda, for joining us. Mm-hmm. So Bella, where do we get started? Who should have a Facebook group?
Well, anyone that wants to make a plan. Okay. So Mary, you're really big in LinkedIn, right?
Yes.
And, you know that you can't just go into LinkedIn without a strategy.
Right.
Well, and there's so many different platforms for you to choose from. And as a busy business owner, entrepreneur, you've already got like a ton of hats on your head.
Yes.
So the last thing you need is to listen to this and be like, oh my gosh, Bella and Mary said I need a Facebook group. I'm going to go open one up, and then it crashes and burns.
Right.
So the person that's good for a Facebook group is someone who is targeting a lot of people on Facebook, who predominantly spends a lot of time on Facebook, okay, and who believes in Facebook and who wants to create a plan around it. We're going to talk about that actionable, tactical things that you can do. But don't just start a group and expect the whole, if you build it, they will come, or like everyone cares
Right.
about you, because they don't. And neither does Facebook. You have to help show them why they should care about you, or more so, not even you, but your cause, your
Right.
platform, the value that you're offering them. So if you go in there, I always like to tell people, Mary, to kind of make like a mini business plan.
Okay.
Like we need to consider where in the funnel is this group? Is it going to be top of the funnel group? Hey, Chris Strub, and my husband just joined too. He's in the living room watching. So we want to say, what's your business plan? So is this group the top of the funnel? Is it the bottom of the funnel? Is it the middle of the funnel? And by that, I mean like the top of the funnel is just a catch-all. Like we want everybody and their mother in there.
Okay.
And then we're going to kind of move them through things, right? You want to know if this funnel or if this group is going to be attached to a product. Like maybe we were talking before we started and you said that you started off your groups for just your coaching clients, the people that have already bought from you.
Right.
That would be kind of more middle funnel, right?
Okay.
And then there's like pop-up groups where maybe you only have them up for like 6 weeks. And they start and they stop and there's like a challenge or there's a product you're working through.
I've seen a lot of those come out. So I'm in like the course launcher group of how to launch your course. And she does a pop-up group. And I was like, what? What's a pop-up group? And why do we have those? And who needs those? I haven't done one of those, but you know, you're so right, Bella. Like you need to have a plan, right? You need a strategy. Don't just have a group to have a group.
Right. Right. Exactly. Chris Strub is here and I just want to point him out. And this is what's going to happen tonight, you guys, and Mary, like we're going to jump around because I don't think Mary or I are like girls that go step 1, step 2, step 3. We're all over. I
kind of spin around, jump up.
I'm going to call out Chris Strub right now because he actually came on after you asked to drop a link to the group. And Chris, I think your group's closed right now, but I want you to be a good example and show people the URL. It's socialwithstrub.com. That's one really cool tip to do if you really want to build your group, because when you're out promoting it or you're talking to people or you're on a Facebook live story or Instagram story, you're not going to want to say, hey, go to Facebook and look for Social with Strub. How do you spell that? Is it 1 T or 2 B's or, you know what I mean?
So just even the name of your group is important.
Yeah. So, but if you have a URL that redirects right to your group so that I don't have to spend my time searching on Facebook for it, it's going to be gold. It's awesome. Amy says it's a social media marketing world reunion. What's up, girl? That's awesome. So who should have a group? Anyone that wants to actually put forth the effort. So it's the same exact answer for who should really dive into LinkedIn, who should dive into Instagram. You know, you really have to do that. And through strategy, I could basically create a reason for almost any brand to have a group, but you have to make it about your audience, Mary. It has to be about them. It cannot be about you.
Right. Got it. I'm taking notes.
I could keep going if you want.
No, keep going. I'm like, do I make it about me? I'm thinking about how I do in my group. I feel like
Kelly says I use rebrand.ly to create custom branded short links, including those to my group. Kelly, that's my girl. You're having her on next week.
Yes.
I love that. Kelly, can you box me that? Because I didn't even know that existed and I don't want to lose that.
Thanks, Kimberly, for joining. Kelly is going to be dropping some knowledge bombs next week. So this is just like 2 weeks of fast, fun, informative groups.
Yeah. So Mary, can I give you my analogy about the difference between Facebook groups and pages? Because I think that's also a really great place for people to start. To wrap our head around what is a group and why should I have a group, right? A lot of people are like, well, I have a page. Do I really need a group?
Right.
And I love to give the analogy of the front and backyard. So listen to this. Would you ever get a pool in your front yard, go lay out front and let everyone drive by and see you?
No.
Would you ever have a picnic in your front yard?
No.
Would you ever have a party in your front yard? Like a party, like an invite only kind of party? Probably not, right? It's awkward.
That's just public. Where, you know, the front yard's
right?
like public.
Like you don't feel comfortable. You don't feel safe being in your bathing suit. Like, it's just weird. People would also think you're weird too, driving by. They'd be like, look at her. Like, what's going on? In the front yard, what we do is we have it well manicured. Maybe the landscaper comes. Maybe you have like a scarecrow out there for Halloween or happy spring. And it's all, the tulips are growing wherever you are, maybe not in Arizona. And it looks all well manicured and it's beautiful. It's really for you to present to the world this nice image, right? But that image isn't always what's going on in the backyard, right?
Right.
In the backyard, that's where we have the party. That's where we invite the cool neighbors or the nice kids into our backyard. That's where we as the host come and serve them up some hamburgers and hot dogs and drinks. And maybe there's cornhole going in the corner. And maybe there's some people in the pool. Maybe there's some people just sitting around and talking like around the table,
That sounds
right?
like the fun, cool place to be.
Exactly, but it's also invite only, and you, as the host, you didn't just invite people in your backyard and go in your house and take a nap, right? You're there, and they also are not back there just staring at you saying, awkward, right? So that's the thing, like in your backyard, you want people to be forming these like little conversations and groups everywhere, but it's up to you to make sure the music is still playing and the Wi-Fi didn't cut out, right? And make sure that the burgers are still getting put on the thing. And so your group is actually like your backyard, you guys. And so it's important to have your front yard, but your backyard is a completely different concept. And there's a lot of different things like cornhole or in the pool or playing Jenga that you can do to get your party happening and people loving to
hang out. They want to be there.
On that same note, Mary, wouldn't it be weird if the solar panel guy that comes at your front door all of a sudden came into your backyard party and was like, hey guys, you want some solar panels? You're like, get out of here.
Yeah. Right? So it's kind of important
totally
to know who's in your group. Maybe that's why I had the right idea when I started mine. I wanted it to just be the people that I've worked with and that I knew. Because that's who I wanted to invite into my group.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Absolutely. And you can also invite like the masses. That's fine too if it's more top of the funnel, but you still have to show up and serve burgers and stuff. So Amy loves this explanation. Your fans are awesome. They've got all kinds of hearts and smiley faces.
Yeah.
Kimberly says golden ticket to get in.
There's a bounce house in her group, Kelly.
I love it. Exactly, Kelly. And that's a great point that she brings up, Mary, because every backyard is different, right? So while we're going to talk about some tactics tonight, it doesn't mean that it will work for you or it won't work for you. Okay. You're going to experience different things in every backyard you go to, right?
Yep. Absolutely. Some are going to have kids. Some are going to have cocktails.
Exactly. Totally. So that's the exciting thing about groups. And that's why I said at the beginning, you really have to have a plan. You need to know, why am I making this group? What do I want from this group? And how am I going to do that? And what is the value? If I was a member coming in, why should I be here? Mary, I don't know if the statistic exactly, but I'd be willing to bet that everyone watching, including yourself, we're all members of way more groups than we even know.
Can I just say, Mary, I'm in so many groups, and I just want to interject that one of the things when I started my group, I didn't want to be like some of the groups I'm in. Like, I don't want a daily post that says, hey, it's Tuesday. Hey, what's going on Wednesday? Throwback Thursday. I was like, I'm inundated, and I know that I get stressed out in those other groups, and that might be good for those people, but I don't want a daily prompt. So my group doesn't have a daily prompt.
Yeah. I get it totally. And that's good to know what you don't want too, right? Okay. It's just as important to know what you don't want.
Right.
Because if you don't know that and you're just copying someone, that's not going to work either. So within your group, you want to engage with them in the way that you know they want to be engaged with. So let's take it to the next step. So the next logical thing usually, before we get way too ahead of ourselves, is people say, how do I get people in my group? Do you ever feel like that? Or does anyone else feel like that? Like, how do I build the people in my group?
Yeah, I'm building mine slowly. I don't even know how many members I have now. I got inundated with a bunch because I think I was talking about it a lot, and I haven't been networking for the last 6 weeks, maybe. Kind of like, slowing things down. So how do you get new members? How do you entice people? And the right members, though.
Yeah. Okay. So what you're going to do is there's a lot of different ways. I'm going to give you a couple of ones, and these ones everyone kind of can do, okay, if you want. First thing is your email signature probably has a link to Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that link doesn't have to go to your page. It can go to your group, because chances are once people are in your group and they know, like, and trust you, they're also going to become a fan of your page, or you could just ask them. It's easier. It's better to get them in the group where you have that, where you can actually get their attention, than try to get them in after being on your page. So that's the first thing. Second thing is when you open the group, go ahead and email everybody that you know. Hey, you want to join my group? And here's what you're going to get for going in there. I was on an interview yesterday and they said, can I just give them a downloadable ebook? And I said, hell no, because I don't want anything more to do. Like, you've got to appeal to me in a way that's going to enrich my life.
Right.
So you're entrepreneurs, right? So you've got this fabulous show that you do. And you've got a lot of other fabulous things that you share. So whatever it might be for you listening, you're going to want to know distinctly what that value is. Another thing you can do that Chris Strub does, if he's still watching, Chrissy is still out there, he does teasers on Instagram and Facebook stories. I love it. So he'll get out there and he'll be like, hey guys, I'm going live in my Facebook group talking about this. You're going to want to get in there, and drops the link. Or he screenshots something that's in his group and it's like, hey guys, so I finally figured out the answer to this. And I know it's like this really big mystery, but the answer is bubble, 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 bubble at the bottom. Like, he puts like these icons or like shades it out and is like, you got to join my group.
The teasers. It's all about the teasing and the intrigue, getting people intrigued.
Yeah. So it's really cool ways. Kelly's been knocking her socks off, and she'll probably talk to you about that next week with the chatbots. But Kelly's been doing this series that's only inside her group, and she's been going nuts with it. And she's been getting a lot of people in her group right now because she's just providing enormous amounts of value, and the people that she has on in there are real incredible experts. So whatever the value is of your group, you've got to kind of know that. So another thing you can do that Mary does really well, you guys, go check out her page. And she has a cover profile, and she has an arrow that goes straight to visit group, right? Which is so super cool. So take your Facebook page, and you can, instead of, message me or all those other calls to action you can do, you can put visit group, because you want to get people in your ecosystem. All right. So these are all just a couple. There's a lot of different ways too, but I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to take a sip of water. I'm going to take a breath.
So I'm so glad that you like the arrow down, like join my group. We've been playing, tweaking and tweaking that cover because I wanted it to be more of a call to action. And I'm looking at 2019 strategically, how my group is going to change, because I want to offer more value to those people in that private group compared to my page. Because like you said, my page is the front yard. The group is the party. It's the backyard. It's the fun. Let's get real. And I like to give away prizes. So I think all my raffle prizes, wait, can you see that?
Woo!
What? Look at that again. Yep. Those are prizes for my fans, for my connectors. And that's going to be just in my private group, I decided, not on the page.
Yeah.
Would you do your Facebook Lives on your page like I am now? Or would you, if I'm bringing on better and better quality speakers and we're giving, maybe they're giving stuff away, would that be something that eventually you would move into your private group?
Yeah, and Amanda's joining us. Robin's joining us. What's up, ladies?
Hey.
So I think it goes back to your strategy, I still go live on my Jump Consulting page. I go live in my groups. I think the content of what you share changes. For example, I have a mastermind, and today we had an amazing HR consultant in there helping us figure out how to do progressive disciplinary actions, the wording for it, and all this stuff. This is the hard stuff that we don't like to talk about, and you won't get that in any of my other groups, but you will get that in the mastermind.
It's very targeted. That was very targeted information. It's a
question of would I go live on my page, because I will, but it's which content, how deep am I going, or how much of an expert am I bringing on, where I actually, my members are face to face with this HR person on camera, because we're all on Zoom, and they can be like, yo, Mary, I got this problem. Here it is. And she's answering right back to you. It's not like I'm talking at people. Right. You know what I mean? So it's
that's
cool.
a good example. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm
Hey,
gonna just keep flowing
Amanda.
this. Is that okay?
Yeah, let's just keep going. I've got a couple questions that people asked
Yep.
ahead of time, but
Yeah.
one of them is how to keep your members engaged, of course. That's
Yeah, yeah. So I want to, if it's okay, I want to tell you about, so we talked about, the difference between Facebook pages and groups. And then we talked about how to get them in there.
right.
But they're not quite in there yet. There's one more step that I want to make sure everyone hears. And then once we're in the group, we can talk about all
Okay,
that,
I like
that
it. We're
other
kind of
stuff.
following a plan, you guys.
I'm like, cause I have like, there was like this, step by step here in a way, right?
Right.
So when you're getting people in your group, you have some fabulous questions. Do you remember them off the top of your head?
Um, why do you want? Well, one is like, why do you want to be in this group? I don't know. I actually don't. I wrote them so
It's
long
okay.
ago.
It's okay. It's okay. I didn't mean to put you on the spot. All right, listen, when you're getting people in your group, and what's up, Mia Voss, another Queenie has joined. Like we got
Sweet.
Amanda, we got Mia, we got Kelly. I love this. You guys go. All right, so we've got this really cool thing where you can ask 3 questions.
Right.
And I want you to really consider heavily what those 3 questions are going to be. I'm going to give you 2 of them, 2 of my favorite questions.
Okay.
One is, what's your email?
Right. I got that one. Okay.
Okay, good. And you put in there that, we'll email you at whatever it is, right? So for me, I email them every Friday and I do like a rewind of all the content or interviews or whatever it is that I've published for them because we pump out content all the time.
Yes.
The second question is, what is your biggest challenge around whatever your topic is?
Okay.
They are going to give you content for days and days and days.
I don't think I had that question.
It's like you can never be like, this is why I want to talk about this before. What do we post in there? Because they're going to tell you. So, and here's the other thing that's going to happen, Mary. You're going to start to see patterns. For me, how do I get employees? How do I switch from ICs to employees? How do I start my business? There are certain silos that almost help dictate to me how I'm gonna, shape and mold and grow my business because I know what the people want.
I love
right?
that question. What's your biggest challenge in X? So if you're a health
Exactly.
coach, what's your biggest challenge? What's your biggest health challenge?
Yep.
If you're doing a group for speakers, what's your biggest challenge being a speaker?
Yep.
Oh, I love that question.
Yeah, yeah. What's your biggest challenge with LinkedIn, or why don't you use LinkedIn a lot more? What are your feelings on LinkedIn? All kinds of stuff. It really is your oyster, but you guys got to use it. That is valuable information. Now, the next thing, and I just dropped a link for it, is there's this amazing thing called group funnels. And what it does is as you're building, because Mary showed this to me, Mary, thank you. But as you're approving, because now you've got all this information and you're like, Bella,
and
what do I do
it
with
doesn't
all
go
this?
anywhere, but so I just want to inject right there. So
Yeah.
Amy and I have been working on my Facebook and we get the people and I'm like, oh yeah, let's ask for the email. Well, that email, once you approve them, it disappears. You don't have it. You can't capture it. So here I am, taking a screenshot, sending it to my husband, who is my part-time VA, doing that. I'm like, honey, can you add them to my Facebook, Facebook group and my email campaign? It's a lot of friggin' work.
It is. It is. And God bless your husband. He sounds as endearing as mine is. But, or you're paying a VA 10 to 15 bucks an hour maybe to do all of that, right? And that you have to turn into a process. And it's like every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or people are like, when are you going to admit me? Or it's just nutty. And you've got all this awesome information that you have to maintain. So what Group Funnels does for you is once it's installed, and it's a one-time payment of just under $300, you guys. It's so worth it. And I hate stuff that I have to keep paying for. And this is like a one-time thing.
I'm a one-time person fee.
Yeah.
Don't charge me monthly for something that no.
Totally.
No.
So what this does, you guys, is with the click of one button, it approves everyone. So what you want to do first is go through and decline the people you don't want, aka answering your question, Mary, of how do we keep the people out that we don't want? And then once it's left with all the people you do want, you press approve and it puts it all in a spreadsheet. Whoa!
Right. So much easier.
Now let's get a little crazy and ninja. You ready for this one?
Yes. Go. Ninja.
You know, Zapier? Yeah, right? That's your
Yeah.
Stephanie Lou.
Yep, Stephanie Lou.
You
Yes.
know,
I love
Zapier,
Zapier. I don't use it enough, but I love the company.
You know what? I don't use it enough either, to be
Okay.
quite honest.
Sweet.
But you can do thousands of things with Zapier. And so all you got to do is set
The
up
light
something
bulbs
where
just
it
went
says
off.
every time something's added to this spreadsheet,
It goes to
add it to
active
my
campaign.
AWeber.
Yeah.
And then AWeber could automatically send them an email. Hey, thanks so much for joining our Facebook group. This is what you can expect.
And who doesn't want that welcome email? And then you could, who doesn't want a welcome email? Like that acknowledgement, like, yes, I'm in the group.
Yeah. Or you could do entirely different thing. And you can just play around with Zapier because you could do so many different things there, right? You could send a video like, hey, thanks so much for joining the group.
Ooh, I'd like to do that. I would do a welcome video.
Yeah. So there's so much stuff that you can do. I want you, again, going back to my beginning here, I want you to have a plan, you guys, because this very easily could get very overwhelming to the point that you just feel like, Facebook groups don't work. They do work if you work, okay?
Okay. So Amber said, I found that out the hard way too. It goes, once the info, I think she's saying once you accept them to the group, it just vanishes and you can be building your email list.
Yeah. So definitely check out group funnels, you guys. That's going to save so much time for you. And it's going to really allow you to just, have everything in one place. Like I can see, we were doing it manually, but I can see everyone's questions for the past 2 years that have entered into my groups.
Right.
Like it's insane. And so it's so good for building content, for building graphics, for building videos, for building blogs.
Yeah.
Everything. Creating new products, whatever it might be that you need, that is going to be there for you. I mean,
and it's so
if you
worth
were
that
to survey
$300.
your email list, they're not going to answer you.
Yeah.
But to get into your Facebook group, they will.
And it's worth that $300 one-time investment.
Yeah.
Totally. And everybody knows that I love LinkedIn. Like that's my platform that I've decided to wrap my head around. But I also share that, I like Facebook too. They each have their own strengths. And I think that together that they're really, really strong. LinkedIn and Facebook for me.
Without a doubt.
Without
a doubt. Yeah. They're like cousins.
Yeah.
What's up, Brenton? Thanks for joining. Brenton's one of the people in my crew. So excited to see you here.
We've got a great turnout tonight.
Yeah, super good. All right, so now we're in there, and Brenton, if you're still listening, I would love for you to say, as a group member in one of my groups, what aspects of the group do you really love to help us just talk about? We're going to talk about, how to keep the engagement now, right?
Yeah. What keeps you engaged? What makes you want to be engaged? How about that?
Right.
I get tired of the same question every week.
Yeah, no, and I definitely do not be Wacky Wednesday and Manic Monday and
or follow up. I mean, and I started that at the beginning. I was like follow up Friday, and then I was like, this is crazy. Yeah. I get frustrated in the group when it's the same question every week.
Yeah,
I don't want to see that, so I don't do that.
I totally agree, and so it goes back to, and this is why I was saying this all at the beginning. What is your value? Where are you in the funnel? What is your purpose? Okay. So a couple differences, and I hope we hear from Brenton because I'm really excited.
He gave a high five.
Brenton? What he says. Yeah.
Brenton.
So in my free groups, right? I don't plan that content. I really allow everyone to kind of talk within themselves and I'll chime in, right? But I'm not in there every single day or producing stuff. I will drop in once a week. Any of my, on Thursdays, we have our podcast. I will ask questions when I want to. Something really kind of neat, and this might not be for everyone, is you can start a list and pin it and say, where are you? Type in your page below. And then Facebook thinks that you're doing recommendations. So it pops up a calendar and shows you where everyone is on the map. So when they come in, if they just put their Facebook page on there in the comments, it thinks you're recommending and puts it on the map. So it's kind of neat.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah, that's neat. So depending on what kind of group you have, Catherine just joined too. What's up, girl? And then we've got, so the pop-up groups. So if you're doing a pop-up group, maybe you have a course or a webinar that you're coming out with, right? And you want to kind of take people step by step. Maybe you've got 10 lessons in it, right? So maybe it's going to be a 10-week pop-up course, and you're going to take 1 week at a time and go through it with people. Or maybe it's an existing course you already have that you want to revive and help a bunch of people at once. You can charge them a certain amount of money to be in this group. And again, you can plan out your content. And because it's Facebook, you can schedule all of it.
Right.
So if I'm paying you, I probably do want to see you showing up and giving me something awesome every day. Brenton says, yes, you said something good. Inside Bella's group, while we follow themes for the months on what members want to learn or talk about, there are truly committed community support for each other, often as we work through each other's struggles together. Yeah, totally.
So
totally.
it's that support in that community. And a place where you can, like, you can probably go in there and ask a question like, I'm struggling with XYZ, and someone else goes, oh my gosh, so am I. And then someone comes in and has an answer for it.
Yes. And that's a big deal. Like, so Maslow had it right. We all want a place of belonging, and we all want to feel safe, you know? We want to feel like it's a safe place to make a mistake. Right. Here's a great example of this. I had this one gal, Pam, who last January was terrified to be on camera. I mean, the girl would go live with her, I don't have sunglasses near me, I was looking.
With sunglasses
with her
on?
sunglasses on all the time because she was so afraid. So by June, Mary, I'm not even kidding, I'm glad you're sitting down. She had a weekly Facebook Live show and was broadcasting from different places in Toronto because they were asking her to broadcast from there. And she is like live streaming, and it boosted her business and really got her out there. And it was amazing. And it was because in the group, I would give people challenges, and it would be like, you need to go live or not live, sorry. You need to record a 1-minute message if you got your goal done and post it in the comments. And only if you go live, do a video, will you get your point. And so there's a lot of grumbling about it, but it's really cool because not only was she able to have that positive experience in our community, right? Which makes her love the community more. Right. But she also was able to gain this confidence that she didn't have beforehand, that she could take out and do so much with in the world. And we all got to see and know her, just like everyone who's watching us right now do, because video is so powerful.
It is.
So it was like a triple threat. It was amazing.
That's awesome. Let's see. Kelly says, that one is great. I do the location thing in my group thanks to Bella. Amanda says, Bella, are you finding any issues with a dramatic drop in group reach recently?
You know, Amanda, I'm not, honestly. But I think it's because my group expects stuff to happen, and I'm so niched. I'm so niched down. And at least in my mastermind, like, I mean, people are showing up there all the time. In fact, what I was going to say before is that we all are members of so many groups, right?
Yes.
But I bet you all could name, and maybe you should name it right now, your favorite groups, the ones that you check out every day. Maybe you log on to Facebook only to go check out the group.
Stephanie Liu.
There you go. Totally.
Social media strategist.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, when you have a group that you've built up that people see value. Now, why do you like Stephanie's group? Tell me.
Because it's value. And I do know Stephanie.
What's value?
The information that she's sharing. She'll drop like, hey, this just happened. So the other group I go to every day when I get that notification is the Social Media Society, from Social Media Examiner.
Yep.
I'm a part of that.
Yep, me too.
Because you know why? It's informative. So I'm the type of person, I like info.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I want to learn, like, what's going on. I can't look everything up on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and just marketing. But hey, I can go to Stephanie's group and Social Media Examiner group, and I'm like, cool, I'm covered.
Absolutely. 100%. Because that is the thing. We can go to Google and get overwhelmed or not know who to trust there, right? But when you're actually in a group and you know that you're getting expert advice, like in Social Media Marketing Society, or you're in the mastermind with me, and you know that, the advice there is going to be awesome, and that there's other people that are going to actually show up for you.
And it's reliable information. It's not like, hey, I think this is what's going on. You know that it's that trust factor and reliable information.
The other thing, back in 2012 when I started my Facebook group, I actually started it as a means to an end of something I didn't like. I was in some other pet sitting groups that had started at the time, and this was a while ago. And they were so catty. All they were doing was bitching and complaining about clients and stuff. And I was like, guys, this is not good. Thank you, Anne. I was like, this isn't good. And I didn't want that. And you know what? Every now and again, that creeps into my group. And as a leader, I
Right.
need to stand up and show a direction. So the way that I do that, and this also goes back to your question, Mary, about how do we keep people out that we don't want? It's more so less than keeping them out. I think it's being a leader and showing this is how we should act. So Mary, that sucks. I'm so sorry that you had that problem. And boy, that client sounds like a pain in the ass. Is that okay if I say that?
Yeah.
However, in this group, we also like to talk about where we went wrong and what we think we could do for the future, and then ask other people what they think we could do. It's a reflection and a correct and continue, and how can we continue forward, not let's sit in it and bitch and moan. Because there's enough of that in this world.
Oh, gosh.
And I think as the group leader, we really need to be keen on that. And if someone says, oh, you can't do that, or Bella, you don't understand. No, I do understand, because I know some groups that are very strict or very militant.
Oh, yeah.
And that comes down to the leadership, you guys. Your leadership will be tested in a Facebook group.
I'm sure
mine is all the time.
My
I'm
group's
definitely
not that
perfect.
big yet. It's, I don't know, like 200 something, almost 300, I think.
Uh-huh.
But I haven't been tested yet. And I've got some people that are watching that are in my group. So, you guys can message me if you don't want to put it here in the comments, but you can tell me what's great and what's not. I'm all about learning. So my whole thing is always about learning. So I do want to learn how to have a better group, how to serve my group better. What's the next purpose of my group? So you have multiple groups, Bella.
Yeah.
Obviously. How many groups do you have?
I only have 3.
Okay.
I have 3. Mm-hmm.
So I have 2 set up for courses that are launching next year. So I have 2, to serve the people in the courses. I have the LinkedIn Bakery, which now I think I should change the name, or I don't know, because people might not be able to find it. I don't know. So that's my free group. So let's jump over to this question, if you don't mind. People who start a free group.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I'm really providing value. People are really, they're taking up my time, which is a good thing. How do you switch that to a paid group? I saw someone do this. I saw a post saying, hey, if you want to stay in this group, please let me know by answering like, heck yeah, because it's going to be a paid group come January.
Yeah.
So I saw someone do a post like that, and it made me think, how do you switch? Or do you have to open a new group?
So I don't think there's one. The answer is it depends, right? So in that scenario, that's a little renegade. Like, I don't know if I would quite go that far.
Okay.
As I would just start a new group, because you always want the feeder group. You always want like the general mothership group. Okay. You need something like that. And you need people to like test the waters and get to know you. They're not going to just jump in bed with you. So I don't know about that, but I also don't know the context. Now my pet sitters have groups all around the country, and their groups, you're like, wait, they walk dogs and they sleep over people's houses. Why do they have a group? Well, it's groups that are something like, Pet Lovers of Scottsdale, or What's Up Scottsdale, or, like community kind of things where they invite the community in. It's very knowledgeable that it's run by the pet sitting group, right? But they encourage community there. So just by that sheer like, oh, this group is doing kind of like how realtors do it, right? Realtors do this a lot of times. It's the same kind of concept. So that's more of a brand awareness. Okay. But that brand awareness does become money. I have many people that said, I've increased my business $5,000 a month, Bella, by having my Facebook group. So, and those are pet sitters, okay?
Damn.
And I say those are pet sitters like that because the general world doesn't understand that, the people that are in my groups are making
I understand.
to $1 million.
People love their furry little pets. My sister does pet sitting in San Diego as a part-time, whatever gig, and they get, you get paid well for that. People love their fur babies.
100%. So that's one way that's another way to do it, right? So it's, more brand awareness. So then they definitely come to you when they have that need. The other way could be to just open up a group and then pay membership somehow. But with that, you have to be really clear on what you're giving them. Like, what is this for? And then the other one is the pop-up group that I kind of talked to you about earlier, where it's a temporary kind of thing. Or reviving a product that you have, or I first got the idea because I was a Beachbody girl in 2017, and I was flipping groups, 21 day fix, 21 day fix, 21 day fix. And I was like, well, crap, if this can work here, it could totally work in business, and that's how I started doing that. Molly Mahoney, the prepared performer, she actually starts a group for every client that she has, and it's the way they communicate. So it's like
just for one client?
Yes, so she's got tons of groups, but it's the way that she communicates instead of doing email or something. In one of her, you buy a product in Camera Confidence, I think it is, she has that group and she goes live like every week in there. And when you come in, she uses the unit section to deliver like this coursework. And it's really cool because she puts up like a graphic, and then there's a link that goes to that graphic that has a video. And then the next graphic has another link that goes to another video. And it's kind of like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4.
That's a training group. She's really giving information.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That would make sense. That would be like a group that you want to pay for because you're learning something, you're getting something tangible, you're learning the steps. For film confidence.
But that group, all you had to do was buy like a $500 course or something, and then you're forever in there. But it's good because once you're in there, and if you're in there and you're loving what she's doing in there, you're more inclined to go buy another product too.
Right.
So, there's so many examples. Impact Elite. And let me touch on the name of your group really quick too. Yeah. I really believe in making the name of the group about the audience, not about you. But it also has to tell what it's about too. So Impact Elite is Impact Brand and Designing out in Connecticut. Okay. And they are a fantastic organization. Marcus Sheridan and Bob Rafolio is the one, I hope I said that right. They lead that charge there. And I joined the group when Marcus's company merged with them at the beginning of the year, and really got involved in the group and just loved those people so much, Mary, that I decided to fly 3,000 miles across the country to go to their conference this summer. And I got 10 other pet sitters on the East Coast to meet me there. And we had a good old time, and it was all about marketing and branding, and it was so incredible. But it was because of their Facebook group. So when I entered their Facebook group, they weren't asking me to buy anything. But they did then say, hey guys, we have this conference. You want to come? And I was like, yes, I know, like, and trust you. So I want you to realize that, I want everyone to realize that, shout out to Connecticut. Yeah. I want everyone to realize that it's not always like direct selling. The group is like I said, the solar panel guy isn't going to come into the backyard and be like, hey, you want a solar panel? But what's going to happen is the people that are playing cornhole might be like, hey, dude, you just got solar panels. How'd that work? Oh, it was kind of cool. You should talk to the guy. He was kind of nice. Oh, okay, cool. Like, it'll happen
organically, naturally. Yeah.
Does that help answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I have one other question that Amy put out earlier.
Yeah.
And you kind of touched on this, but let me just present the question again. It's, what's the best way to make new members welcome when you have 10 to 12 people requesting to be added to your group each week? Well, that's a great problem to have.
I love that. So you could do a couple different things. Obviously the typical like welcome new members, right? You could, like I was saying earlier, when they enter and you get their thing, you could zap it out to send them a video, welcome. In my paid groups, we always send an email saying, welcome to the group. Here's how you get started. Go to file section and go to this document, You can make your own video and pin it at the top. And then instead of welcoming those people, tag those people underneath that video and say, hey, just wanted to say welcome. Here you go. Those are like the basic ideas, really. But you can invite them to go on video and do a 1-minute intro of themselves. So then you can actually see them depending on how big or small the group is.
We've done things like drop your LinkedIn URL, tell us a little more about yourself. We've played with how that works in my LinkedIn bakery group. Cause I have the standard pin thing. Yeah. That just kind of gets
old. I think more so than that, like as you're doing your challenges and throughout the month or however often you do them, I think just, reply back with a video below. That's really where, unless it's a small intimate group where you're really getting to know each other. you know, you don't want to be doing that when you get 1,000 or 2,000 people in the group, right?
Right.
It gets a little like you're always introducing people. So
But
it depends.
I like that.
Depends.
Okay. Okay, so Amy, I hope that answers your question. So you guys, we talked about why to have a group, like what's the purpose, and you really need to be strategic. Don't just create a Facebook group to have a Facebook group because everybody else has one.
Yeah.
I hate when people do that. Like, just, if you're going to do it, think about why you're doing it. What's the purpose? How are you going to serve that group? Because it doesn't do anyone any good, and it definitely won't do your reputation any good if you just open up a group to have one. Right. So be strategic, think about it, plan it out. One of the other questions is, how much should I post? And I think that question is you can answer that yourself, as much as you need to. How often do you need to post in a group?
Yeah, it's really different for everybody. So in my mastermind, I'm posting in there Monday through Friday because these people are paying to be in there, you know, so I want to be providing that value. In the free groups, I don't post as much. So it depends, like, what is your deal? But don't do the Manic Mondays, the Tasty Tuesdays, the Wacky Wednesdays. Don't do that because people will glaze over. Now, that being said, there is one thing, I do break that rule on Saturdays. So in my mastermind, I tell everyone, I encourage people to actually take off the Facebook app on the weekends because we're all entrepreneurs, you know, I'm like detox. But on Saturdays, we do a self-care Saturday. And so each time it's something different. It's not always the same thing we talk about, but I'll throw a post up there like, something about meditation, something about exercise, maybe a recipe, something, and it's really cool. And I really feel that everyone loves it because it talks to the person that's running the company, because we are all people, we're all humans, right?
Right. I like that idea.
And so that's kind of cool, and it's a little bit of time to kind of switch out of like business mode. But our groups need to be providing value. We can't just be sharing stuff all the time. We need to be really coming to them with a plan, with an action, with a theme, with a value.
I've done a couple challenges this year, like the LinkedIn pod challenge, like we're going to post every day and we're going to share and we're going to tag, and just to get people used to going on LinkedIn and posting, and those have gone well. We've gotten, I think we've gotten up to about 8 people in the group, and that's a good size, because if you're posting Monday through Friday, that's a lot of content and stuff. Yeah. So I think I'm going to be doing another one in January to kickstart the year. Like, okay, holidays are over. It's time to get back on LinkedIn. What are some other challenges that you can do in groups? What are some other challenges that people can do in their groups to drive up engagement?
Again, it kind of depends on your group, but I'll tell you the ones I've participated in and the ones that I've done. So first is, so in the 21-day fix one, it was squat challenges. It was in 1 minute, do as many squats as you can on camera, post it, and whoever did the most in a minute wins. Okay. I've actually threatened to do that in my mastermind. We do big, hairy goal challenges. So from a Friday to a Sunday, you've got to post what you want to do next week, and you got to post how you're going to accomplish that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then on Monday, you got to go on camera and say, this was my goal today, and I did it or I didn't do it, 1 point. And it's really cool because you get to see so many people and talk about engagement. And going back to Amanda's question, that's why I don't have a problem with engagement. I mean, people show up in my groups.
So you have a point system. Wait, you keep talking about these points.
Yeah. So we do points. So my VA goes in and tallies everyone's points after every challenge. And at the end of the month, the 2 people who win, they get a $25 Starbucks card or Amazon card. Yeah.
Okay. I like
Something else that we do in the mastermind is we have accountability partners. So you can sign up for an accountability partner, and I have strict rules on how those relationships roll. And that's what, so like maybe you and I are accountability partners. And so you posted today what you did for your Big Hairy Challenge, and then you're also tagging me to remind me, your partner, because you want to get the points, right? And so it's really cool because it becomes this like dynamic, and certain people, are reigning champions for a little bit, or other people are like battling it out, and it just creates this really friendly competition. And I think like, $25 to send someone $25, it's not going to break your bank.
Right.
So, and it's really fun. It's
I
fun.
like it. I like it. I was like, I
So,
kept hearing you talk about these points. I'm like, okay,
sorry.
I love points. So I'm like, wait, how do I get points? I'm like, wait, points mean I'm going to win something. So I'm like, how do I get
Yeah.
the points? What do the points
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
We do so many different challenges. It really changes every month, but some of it is testing um, their ability to do something. Some of it's putting it like go live on your page and come
Right.
back and share it. Some of it's just, go through your website or go through someone else's website and tell them something you like about it. And then we get this huge conversation starting about everyone's websites or, what's your call to action on your page? There's so many, Mary.
Okay.
It just
Yeah.
really depends, But
These
again,
are
it
all
goes back
great
to
ideas.
leadership. You've got to lead. And as a group leader, I plan my content 2 weeks before the month comes. And so my content is all scheduled in there because I don't want to wake up in the morning with anxiety thinking, oh my God, what do I post today?
Right.
Because that just won't work,
Right, right. That's why I like themes. I try to do themes for the month. Like
Yeah,
what my
me too.
Facebook live shows are. Is it marketing? Is it taxes? Is it finances? Because it just
Exactly.
helps with the content and everything. So this has been such great information. We've talked about what the Facebook group is, how what the purpose is to have a strategy, how to keep members engaged, and when and kind of how to monetize that, which I really feel that the more I'm thinking about it is you wouldn't tell people in a group, in my personal opinion, hey
Hmm.
guys, my group's going to be a paid group now. I don't think that's the right strategy. I like how
Yeah.
you said that, I don't know what you called it, but that's
A
your feeder,
mothership or
the
like a home
mothership.
base.
Yeah, home base. And then you just start the new group, and the new group, you're going to pay for it because you're going to get X, Y, and Z. Like I'm going to be in
Yes.
there live every week answering your questions or whatever it is. So those
Yes.
have been really, really, great tips that you have shared with us. Is there
Yeah.
any last tip? We've had so many comments. I can't even.
It says create industry
HIPAA.
first HIPAA compliance challenge for my group this year. Looking forward to
Oh,
challenging them in 2019, says Kimberly.
good job, Kimberly.
Oh, Amanda, you're still watching. I love you so much. Mwah.
Hi,
I love
Amanda.
her. And Kelly's been here the whole time too.
I
Hi,
know.
R.A. Mendoza. Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, like I love doing strategy sessions with different brands to help figure out like how they can use them, especially now that we're all planning for 2019.
Right.
And if you're looking for a speaker in sales or leadership or Facebook groups, I'm your girl. You can check out bellavasta.com.
That's awesome. Well, everyone, thank you for joining us. Thank you for all your questions and comments, the hearts, the thumbs up. And Bella, I just want to say a big thank you. I know it's a little later there in Arizona. So thank you, for taking the time out of your schedule, your busy schedule, and coming on and really giving us a lot of information, then tips that we can really just go implement. I'm already thinking about the changes that I want to make and the strategy for 2019. So this has been fabulous. And you guys, if you're not going to Social Media Marketing 2019, you need to buy a ticket now while they're still at an affordable price. And Bella is going to be on stage speaking about Facebook groups, I'm
Facebook
assuming.
groups.
And my girl Stephanie Lou is going to be there. There are so many.
Everyone's going to be there. It's like a big
I know.
old like reunion.
I can't wait to see everybody live and in person in March at Social Media Marketing World. So there's the plug for them. And Bella's dropping links in there. So please go back to the comments and find all the fun links. And make sure that you connect with Bella on Facebook and on LinkedIn, please.
Yes.
So thank you so much again. And you guys, you have a wonderful night, okay? Thanks for tuning in. Oh, don't forget, next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I've got Kelly on the show, and it's all about bots. We're talking about bots, and I don't have one yet, and everybody keeps asking me when I'm going to get one, so I've got to jump on that. Kelly's going to be my girl. She's going to help me get a bot. Okay, you guys, take care. Ciao.